Are you getting low or no impressions on your Amazon KDP ads? Well, the reason is very simple. I'm going to show you why in this video. Now, because every book on Amazon is different, there's actually 3 different reasons why you might be getting very low impressions or even no impressions on your Amazon ads. Now, your book might have one of these reasons, 2 of these reasons, or all of these reasons. But by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to fix your Amazon ads so you can actually start making a bunch of money on KDP. Now, the first reason is actually very, very obvious. Now, here's the thing. If I have a book right here, and this is a dinosaur encyclopedia. Let's quickly draw a dinosaur. I'm pretty sure this is what a dinosaur looks like. There we go with the teeth and the eye. That's a pretty good dinosaur if you ask me. So we got a dinosaur encyclopedia and then we're bidding for the keyword bird watching. And guess what? We're getting 0 impressions for the keyword bird watching. No one is seeing our book for the keyword bird watching. Why? Well, it's very obvious because we're trying to sell a dinosaur encyclopedia for the keyword bird watching. Doesn't make any sense. It's completely irrelevant. Now, Amazon has an algorithm which is very, very smart. It can read a bunch of things about your book. It can track data. It will read your description for keywords. It will look at your SEO and it knows exactly what your book is about and who the book is for. Now, if you go out there and start running ads and then you're targeting keywords that are completely irrelevant to your book, Amazon is smart enough to not show that book. Why? Because it knows that it's not going to sell. Obviously, it's not going to sell. No one who is searching bird watching, well, actually not no one. Sometimes people are weird, so. But most people searching for a bird watching book are not going to buy a dinosaur encyclopedia, obviously. So take a look at your keywords and see, do you have any irrelevant keywords inside your campaigns that are getting no impressions? If they're getting no impressions, it's probably irrelevant keywords. So you can just remove them. But here's the thing, sometimes you do have relevant keywords and they're still not getting impressions. So what's the reason then? Well, if you're targeting a dinosaur encyclopedia and then one of your keywords is dinosaur encyclopedia for kids ages 6 to 8 and you're getting 0 impressions, the first thing that you should do is make sure that this keyword or this search term is somewhere on your book listing. Anywhere. It can be your title, subtitle, it can be your description, A+ content. Someone might even type it in your reviews, anything, your editorial reviews, your author bio, anywhere where there's text on your page, on your book listing. Because if this keyword here is on your book listing, then that means Amazon could read this and say, oh, this book includes this keyword or search term on the listing. So this must be relevant, not irrelevant. Now, if you're trying to target this, but then your SEO is terrible, then you're not helping Amazon. You're actually making it very difficult for Amazon to show you for the keyword that you want. So make sure the keyword that you're trying to target is actually on your listing. Make sure you tell Amazon, hey, Amazon, I want this keyword, and this keyword is also on my book listing, so you know it's relevant. So you can match these 2 together and start showing my book. If your description doesn't include any search terms, any keywords, nothing, if your search engine optimization is terrible, then you can't expect Amazon to help you that much because you're not helping Amazon. So make sure your keywords are relevant and also make sure they're part of your SEO. It can be in your description, it can be anywhere where there's words or text on your book listing. Make sure you include the keywords as SEO so Amazon can see, oh yeah, that keyword is part of this book listing. Okay, I'll show you for Amazon ads. Let's move on to the second point. So now we know that the keywords that we want to target are actually part of our SEO and they're relevant to our book listing. But what happens if we continue not getting impressions or getting very low impressions? Well, here's what's happening. Let's say you lost your kid at the mall. Your kid is called Johnny. You're trying to find Johnny in the mall. Now, guess what's happening at the mall today? There's a massive riot with people shouting and they're holding these signs and everyone is just in an angry mood. I don't know why. I can't really think of an example as to why to have a riot. But anyway, let's just pretend that there's a bunch of people at the mall having a riot. They're all shouting because they want more rights or something. I don't know. They want discounts on their clothes. And then you actually lost your kid and you're shouting, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. And obviously Johnny can't hear you because all of these people are shouting. What are you supposed to do for Johnny to hear you? You're supposed to shout even louder. So in fact, what you can do is you can get this massive megaphone because this megaphone is going to be able to project your voice louder. So if your voice is louder, then guess what? Little Johnny over here is going to hear you and say, oh yeah, my mom's shouting at me, let me just go to my mom. This is the exact same reason that you're not getting a bunch of impressions. Why? Because your bid is too low. Everyone else in your niche is just shouting louder than you. They're bidding way higher than you. There's people, I have a bunch of clients and a bunch of students and a bunch of members in the community that say, Barry, my bid is really high and I'm still not getting impressions. And the first thing I say is it relevant and is it part of your SEO? If it is, then great. We can move on to step 2, which is your bid high enough? Now, a lot of people will say, well, what does high enough mean? Perfect. That's the perfect question to ask, because this depends on your niche and it depends on the time of year. Because right now, if you start running ads, you might be paying $2.50 for every click because it's November and everyone is bidding because it's Christmas, bidding super, super high. So I have some people that say, hey, Barry, I'm bidding really, really high. I'm bidding 95 cents for my keywords and I'm getting no impressions. And I say, okay, well, just increase your bid. So they increase it to $1 and they're still not getting a lot of impressions. Oh, Barry, it's $1. What should I do? Well, just increase your bid. Just keep increasing your bid, because what's going to happen eventually is that you're going to start getting impressions. And I know what you're going to say, but Barry, how am I going to be profitable if my bid is really, really high? That's a completely different thing that I have to talk about. I'm going to have to dedicate an entire video to that. So I can't answer it here, but it's very, very easy to be profitable, even with high bids, because high bids means you're showing up higher, the clicks are better. And obviously, if you're relevant, if your book is good as well, you're going to be getting sales. So if I'm bidding $2 for my dinosaur encyclopedia, by the way, I'm talking about high content. If you're still publishing low content, I would strongly reconsider moving to high content if you actually want to make money. Low content, if you want to practice it to figure out how KDP works and see how the publishing process works, great. But if you're in KDP trying to figure out how to make a bunch of money, do you want to quit your job, you want to go buy a Lambo, get a Rolex, go blow your money drinking alcohol in clubs, whatever you want to do with your money, I highly doubt low content is going to make you a millionaire. Even if Coco Roll makes a bunch of money, great. Good for them. They have other systems in place that you definitely do not have yet. So if you're serious about making money on KDP, I would strongly recommend you transition to high content, because that's where the money is. Simple. But anyway, if you're bidding $2 for a highly relevant keyword, which is exactly what your book is about, there's a very high chance you're going to make the sale if your book is good. If your book is not good, then obviously you're not going to make the sale. Your ads aren't the problem. Your book is the problem. We're actually going to talk about that later. But anyway, just keep bidding, because each keyword has its own minimum bid. So let's say all your competitors are bidding $1.50, and then you have another competitor bidding $1.85, and you have another one bidding $2. So $2 is the highest bid and $1.50 is the lowest bid. This will get you to show these competitors that bid $1.50 show on the bottom of page 1. Now, not a lot of people are going to go on page 2, so we're not going to talk about page 2, but let's say everyone who's bidding $1.50 shows up on the bottom of page 1 for the term Dinosaur Encyclopedia for Kids Ages 6. I'm not going to write the entire thing because it doesn't really matter. Now, if you come and say, oh, Barry, I'm bidding really high, it's 95 cents. No, you're not. You're actually the lowest bidder. And do you know how I know? Because you're not getting any impressions. No one's looking at your book. How can you be bidding high enough and no one's seeing your book? If you're relevant and the keyword that you're trying to target is in your SEO, I guarantee you, if you bid $2, you will get more impressions. Do you know why? Because then you're bidding high enough. So if you're bidding 95 cents and you're down here and you're not getting impressions, great, increase it. Go to 110. Still not getting impressions? Increase it. Go to 120. Still not getting impressions? Increase it. Go to 140. Still not getting impressions? Increase it. Just keep increasing it until you get impressions. What else are you going to do? Are you going to just stay there at 120, getting no impressions? Great, you're not wasting money anyway. You're going to say, oh, it's really high, Barry. 120 is a lot. You're not spending any money. You're not getting any impressions. You're not spending anything. If you're not getting impressions, you're not getting clicks. You're not wasting any money. So if I bid 150 and I'm getting no impressions, I'm not spending 150 because no one's even looking at my book. So it's just pointless anyway. Your ads, your book is not going to show until you bid high enough. So make sure that if you want to find your kid in the mall while there's a riot going on, make sure you are shouting loud enough. Just like if you want to show up high enough to get clicks and get people to actually see your book and you want to start collecting impressions for relevant keywords, make sure you're bidding high enough. If you're bidding low enough, you might as well not run ads. You might as well not bid for that keyword because you're not showing up for it anyway. You're not losing anything. So make sure you're bidding high enough, especially now that it's Christmas, it's Q4, everyone is bidding way higher than you. It's very competitive. Everyone wants the Christmas sales, so everyone's willing to bid more. Now, obviously, you need to look at the fundamentals, the numbers of your business. And when it comes to low content, if you're making $2 profit, good luck. Good luck with making money. I know a bunch of other gurus out there are going to say, oh, low content, you can make money, blah, blah, blah. Well, good luck to you. I don't teach low content. Now, sure, you can make a little bit of money with low content, but I've seen from my clients and my students and all the members of the community, People that do high content make a bunch of more money. So if you're actually serious about KDP, I would slowly transition into high content, because then you can actually make some money and you have more money to spend on ads, you have more leverage, everything is just better. Now, if you're the type of person that has only published low content, never published a high content book, and you're still supporting low content, at least try out a high content book before you judge the people doing high content. Because low content can work, but high content can work 10 times better. As simple as that. If you haven't seen my low content versus high content video, I'm gonna leave the I thing that just popped up over here. If you click on that video, you're gonna understand exactly why high content is actually 10 times easier to make money with it, and you make a bunch of more money in a much faster amount of time, shorter amount of time. But anyway, let's say that we are targeting relevant keywords. Those keywords are part of our SEO, and we're also bidding high enough, and we're still getting a low amount of impressions. Why is that? Well, this is the final reason. And this is the reason why most publishers aren't getting a bunch of impressions. It's because your book is poo. Your book is really, really bad. And I'm gonna explain why. I'm not just gonna diss you. I'm gonna explain why. There's only two things that Amazon looks at, the Amazon algorithm looks at, to determine if your book is poo or if your book is good. Can you guess what those are? There's only two things, your CTR and your CVR. What does this mean? Your CTR is your click-through rate, which basically tells Amazon, hey, are people interested enough in this book to click on it? If your click-through rate is good, now I know a lot of you are gonna say, well, what's a good click-through rate? It depends on the keyword. If I'm publishing a dinosaur encyclopedia and I'm targeting the keyword dinosaur, that's way too broad. So my click-through rate is gonna be very small. If I'm targeting dinosaur encyclopedia book for kids ages 6, and my book is a dinosaur encyclopedia book for kids ages 6, then my click-through rate should be high. If I'm targeting a 100% relevant keyword, a long-tail keyword that tells Amazon what the book is, what the sub-niche is, and who your target audience is, that's your search term, that's your keyword. If I'm targeting that and I have a low click-through rate, great. My book is poo, or your book cover is poo, because your click-through rate is based on your book cover and your relevance. So obviously we know that it's relevant and we're bidding high enough. And if our click-through rate is still low for something that's relevant and we're bidding high enough, then we know our book cover is poo. So what do you have to do? Change your book cover. Now, you don't go on Fiverr and pay someone $5 to change your book cover, because guess what? $5 is poo. I can get a Big Mac for $5. Now, let's say your click-through rate is really high. Your book cover is not poo. Your book cover is good. You get a really high click-through rate, but guess what? No one is buying your book. Then that means your conversion rate is poo. What does that mean? No one wants to buy your book. There's something on your Amazon book listing page that is turning people away. If you have an average of a 3 rating on Amazon, review rating, the average is 3, your book is poo. Most people don't like your book, so they're not gonna buy it. If your A+ content is not good and people see your A+ content and they realize your competitors are better, then great. Your conversion rate is gonna be poo. Now, here's the important part. If you have a poo CTR and a poor conversion rate, why would Amazon show your book in front of customers? Because you're paying them? Obviously not. Other people are paying them as well. But guess what? Here's how Amazon works, okay? And I can guarantee you, you'll be doing the same thing. I'm gonna give you 2 books. You are Amazon, okay? And I'm giving you 2 books. Both of them dinosaur encyclopedias. This is your one, and we know it's your one because it's poop, hypothetically speaking. I don't know if your book is good or not. I can't predict through the camera. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, let's just say your book is poo. You have a really bad conversion rate, really bad click-through rate. No one's clicking on your book, and the few people that are clicking on your book, none of them are buying it because it's just not attractive enough. It's not valuable enough. It's basically not good enough to sell. People aren't attracted to it enough to buy it. Now, let's also say that there's this book that's really good. Super professionally done, very nice book cover. You can tell that the information inside is super valuable. It looks nice and colorful inside, very attractive for kids. This one is a black and white dinosaur encyclopedia with no images, and this is a colored dinosaur encyclopedia with a bunch of images. Colorful illustrations, looks very, very good for kids. Now, if I'm giving Amazon $2 for every click, then Amazon makes $2 every time someone clicks on it. When 10 people click on this book, Amazon makes $20. Correct, because 10 times 2 is 20. Simple maths. But guess what? Our book is poo, so no one's buying it. So we're giving Amazon money to get clicks, but no one's actually buying the book. So Amazon's making $20 for every 10 clicks. Let's say this guy did the exact same thing. $2 times 10, they're getting $20 from this book as well, from Amazon ads. But this guy, for every 10 clicks, he sells 2 copies. So if he sells 2 copies for every 10 clicks, and let's say his book is priced $20, let's just make the math simple, and Amazon takes a percentage of this. Let's say Amazon takes $5 for every sale. Then at 2 sales, 2 times 5, Amazon makes an extra $10. So now, every time this person pays for 10 clicks on Amazon ads, Amazon gets $20 plus the $10 because they bought the book. So Amazon makes $30. Over here, Amazon is only making $20 because no one is buying the book, so they're not making extra money from the sales of the book. So why would Amazon want to promote a bad book that's not making a bunch of sales just for the clicks from the ads? Obviously not, because this guy's doing the exact same thing. In fact, sometimes your competitors are bidding way higher than you. So Amazon is making more money from ads from your competitors, but they're also getting money from the sales, something that they're not getting money from if your book is poo. Now, just like I talked about before, your book being poo is based on your click-through rate and your conversion rate. So if you have this, if you have relevant keywords, you're targeting relevant keywords, and those keywords are part of your SEO, and then you're also bidding high enough, keep bidding high and high and high, and you're showing up, but then you're showing up, but you're not making a bunch of money, it's because your book is poo. So then eventually, Amazon is gonna figure out that your book is poo, and it's going to show you less and less and less because they're not making enough money from you. So over time, they're showing less and less and less and letting your competitors take over. So your impressions go down, your clicks go down, your sales go down. And then guess what happens next month? Again, your impressions go down until your book eventually dies off because it's poo. If your book is poo, then you can't really fix your ads. I'm sorry. You have to fix your book. Your ads are not the problem. Your book is the problem. Your ads are a reflection of your book. So if your ads aren't working, obviously there's strategies and all of that, but if you have the strategies in place and everything is nice and organized, the campaign structures are correct, you're using the correct bidding strategy, you have high enough bids, you did everything correctly, and you're still not getting impressions, this might be the reason why. Now, I can't predict why your book is not getting impressions, but this is what I see with most of my clients, with most of my shooters, with most of the people inside the community. It's one of these three, or it might be two of these three, or it might be all three of these. So my recommendation is to go through your book and see which one of these 3 points applies to you. Anyway, go out there and make a bunch of money.